What's up, everybody? It's Enlightened Masculinity Podcast. I'm your host, Yogi Chris, PhD. This is me flinging my chain, my beads, my monk beads. Yeah. Founder of Ninth Limb Yoga. This is Enlightened Masculinity Podcast, Red Pill show about masculinity, enlightenment in the new era, new modern era of men, women, the modern culture, civilization. A lot has been lost about spirituality and masculinity. This is not your normal basic show because a lot of what is taught about masculinity is wrong. A lot of what is taught about spirituality is wrong. And we'll be here with the guy, the myth, the legend. We've had him on the show before, Jordan Damari, aka MasterMyCellf, leader of Base 5, IMC Nation Base 5 in Phoenix. And, you know, he's just been coming up in the ranks, coming up in business. And he's a host of one of the shows on IMC TV, which is a YouTube channel. Currently, we're streaming this show also there. But also the recording for this, the audio gets posted on, you know, all the platforms. So leave a review, like, follow, and we'll just get right into it, man. Yeah, I just came from training with AZD, founder of IMC Nation, who I live with, and, you know, I run IMC. I'm captain of IMC. I don't think I said that part. And, you know, so I'm just training with him, taught the yoga class, and I'm back here now doing a podcast with another IMC member, MasterMyCellf. So what's going on with you, man? What's a regular Saturday in the life of MasterMyCellf in IMC Base Phoenix? What does that look like for you?
Yes, sir. Well, pleasure to be here, brother. Thank you for having me on again. It's always an honor to come on here and share the platform with you. You know, a regular day, there is no regular days, I don't think. And you know, the IMC Nation warrior, especially in the ranked officer's lifestyle, you know, so every single day, you know, is you know, there's a magic to it. There's a mysticism to it, you know, and you know, I love that it follows through, you know, our daily process, our morning process, right? So I had the morning process, of course, you know, woke up 6 a.m. and, you know, since then been going nonstop, you know, cold shower, you know, meditation, you know, transition from there to, you know, doing our daily decent sessions, you know, me and, you know, Brother Zay typically go out there and, you know, do our routine out there. So it's physical training. Then from there, I actually move from there and I go out into field, right? It's curtains up, if you will. And I have my, you know, training as well. So I do martial arts class on Saturdays. The martial arts that I study is Tong Soo Do. So it's Korean karate, the traditional style. So I go out there. Today was, you know, more so instructing than, you know, learning and whatnot. But, you know, so I mean, there's learning in you know, in every aspect when it comes to martial arts and whatnot. So yeah, so then from there, progress from there. You know, got some work in, doing some, you know, delivering and servicing and whatnot. And you know, here I am, you know, ready to tap in here on this podcast. So you know, every day is different, but every day, you know, really follows through a daily process and routine.
You know, and I think some people may have the impression that when they join. Or when they achieve rank in IMC, or when they become somebody known, that they don't have a regular job. That person must not have a regular job. They make their money streaming, or, you know, I think people have this idea that you're not successful in what you do until that's the only way you make your money is that way. Like, you couldn't be a successful real estate agent if you're only selling deals every now and then and you're not full time. Like, I couldn't be I'm not a legitimate yoga teacher if I'm not filling classes left and right and I'm just overflowing with students. And because I'll tell you, even those people are not making much money. It would be like there are some stars in like San Francisco or Los Angeles or different places where they have huge venues and they may have like that regular Saturday class at town hall where like 400 people show up to it. Like, that happens, especially more the senior teachers, or they may have some retreats in Thailand or something where expenses are low and they could charge $10,000 for their training. And since they got in early with the social media or whatever, they have a huge following and there's always somebody going there. And, you know, comparing to that, I mean, that's like saying, I don't know that the best actors in the world are in Hollywood. I don't know that the smartest mathematicians are on the New York Stock Exchange. Like, I don't know that the best geologists are in the big oil industry. Like, just because they make the most money, like, I don't know that the best athletes are playing pro ball. Like you would think, but they dedicate, obviously guys that do pro ball, I mean, they've dedicated so much. They're high level, but don't get fooled that the money is like what makes the man, you know? And so I heard you say you're delivering and there's some regular work with that. And it's like, you know, what is from your perspective, what is the kind of career path of a man. So in your position now, you've achieved officer rank. There are a lot of ranks in IMC. There's the know nothing, the freeloader, the peon, the plebe, the base resident, and the base guardian. And you've achieved guardian. That's the first officer's rank, and you'll soon be base leader. And then lieutenant, kusei, tribal leader, captain, and founder is the order of ranking. So what do you see as like your career path? Because you've committed to living now with a bunch of IMC guys. Like, it would be pretty shocking to your life to just like back out of that and like start over again. And like, you know, just because you lose a lot of all your social connections are probably IMC. And then, you know, you're in that city. And so you're like in it, you're like all in. So like, what do you see like your future, you know, career, I guess, if that's the right word for it?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I love the question, first of all, but you know, it's interesting because there's been a period of you know, integration, right? So there's been a like you said, you know, there's an idea that there's not a regular job involved. Like, no, there's different aspects that I've, you know, learned to, you know, kind of balance the, you know, and be able to handle both sides of the spectrum. So, you know, when it comes to, you know, like if I'm doing DoorDash or Uber Eats or Instacart or something of that sort, you know, I integrate that into my lifestyle that I'm creating, right? As I'm creating the lifestyle of an entrepreneur, right? So, you know, when it comes to my daily streams, you know, that I'm doing, you know, on YouTube or, you know, whether it's on Zoom or whatever the case may be, right? I find different ways to, you know, begin to integrate the lifestyle that I'm looking and I'm striving towards, which is creating that lifestyle of, you know, full-time entrepreneurship, right? So I'm selling products and courses and programs and so on and so forth, right? So now, you know, it's amazing because I've shifted into the position, right, where I have the opportunity to work with yourself and of course with AZD to you know, be a partner, if you will, in selling, you know, the products. And you know, I also operate as like an affiliate of some sort, you know, to all of IMC Nation and the technology and not just technology but the teachings, the philosophy of AZD, right? Because like you said, I'm all in. I'm living here. And one of my objectives for this year was, of course, to you know, establish the base and, you know, just you know, move in with the other brothers from literally all parts of, you know, the nation and whatnot. So, you know, we have 6 men that are here in Arizona that have gathered together, and there's, you know, a couple more that are out here locally. But, you know, to live in a base is something that I can see for sure turning into even more of an expansion of what, you know, it means to be an entrepreneur, you know, especially within the ranks of IMC Nation. And, you know, so doing business with AZD and, you know, and you know, other brothers that are within IMC Nation is a major piece of it. But I see, you know, myself, of course, you know, creating, you know, for further courses and other products as well, you know, following in the footsteps of AZD, because, you know, he's laid out this whole map and this whole foundation of value, right? That, you know, men from all across the world and women get value from, right? They're able to come to this source that is, you know, AZD and all of IMC Nation. So yeah, it's a long-winded answer, but you know, I think that's the career path, right? Is, you know, integrating entrepreneurship, you know, along with whatever it is I need to do to you know, make ends meet, and not just make ends meet, but you know, to you know, start to set the foundation of what it looks like to thrive as an entrepreneur, especially within IMC Nation, because it's, you know, it's something that I don't think has been done before, you know, other than, you know, yourself and other high-ranking members within IMC Nation, you know. So it's a path that's, you know, being, you know, found as we walk it, right? So that's what I would say to that.
So would you talk about the achievement of living in a base? Both the achievement of living in a base, what is that? Why is that an achievement? And the achievement of being the leader and the founder and the creator and the instigator and the solicitor of the base that made it happen. What is that achievement? What's that like? What's it like? What's it like achieving it? And what does it take to achieve that?
Man, it does take, you know, your heart, right? 100%. You have to know and understand that it's going to be so much more than you think it's going to be when it comes to your investment, right? You know, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, right? You're going to change your environment, and you know, there's the results of that are on the other side of you making that commitment, right? So the achievement in itself of, you know, moving into a base is something that, I was looking forward to for quite some time, but, there's so many logistics, there were so many steps to take on the path of, how do we get from not being in the base, not living together, to organizing consistently and meeting together on a regular basis, and then shifting and putting ourselves in a position to where we can financially come together, mentally come together, spiritually come together, right? And you just work out all the logistics, the details and in between, right? So that is an achievement because of the fact that it's not easy. It's not easy because men don't live together, right? And not in an orderly manner, right? Men do live together in college dorms, or just housemate situation or roommate situations or whatever. But it's different within IMC Nation, because IMC Nation, we have a code. There's ethics involved. There's a certain way of moving and communicating that is just it's unparalleled to anything I've ever experienced in my life, right? So it's been amazing, seeing how that organically grew into where we're living at now. I mean, our Base 5, what makes Base 5 so unique is we were essentially bouncing around different parts of the valley for literally 7 months. You get what I'm saying? So we were, kind of getting familiar with different parts of Arizona, and every single place that we were kind of establishing ourselves, we got more familiar with that environment, more familiar with how to coordinate and organize with each other, and that process wasn't easy at all, but it was, I would say, it was 100% worth it, because now, having been established, I mean, we've been in the base for almost 2 months now, and well, no, that's not true, because we were here a couple months before that, so almost 4 months here. And so just doing what it is that we've done up until this point, it just shows you, how much it's going to take actually to do what it is that you want to do. So if you have, a dream or a vision of becoming, a high level influencer, or a successful entrepreneur, or a ladies' man, to the level that you have, several women around, whatever that looks like, you just got to know that there's so many steps in between where you are now to where you want to, what's it going to take for you to really be and act as, that individual that you're desiring to do. So that's what I would say for it, just moving it into a base as an accomplishment. And then, being the instigator, like you said, or the founder of this base in particular, it's been life lessons for me. I've just learned to, drop so many different shells of myself, and essentially extend myself into other brothers, and figure out, like, okay, what do you need to do specifically to line up with this philosophy, or this code, this movement, right, that we are collaborating on together. And so it's more so me extending myself into the other brothers that have been here time and time again, committing to that on a different level. And and then not deviating in my own path, my own process, right? Not letting anything really get in the way of that, and just knowing that this is the path, right? Following the teachings of AZD is the foundation of everything that we do, right? So we live on a process, and that process allows us to stay on code, and operate with a sense of ethics, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, becoming that individual that is a leader and continuously leads on a consistent basis is inspiring for myself, I know, but it's also inspiring for others. Just because once again, it's not an easy path. And I could say, I mean, of course, for every other rank that's above me, I can imagine what it takes to operate at that level. You know what I'm saying? So just where I'm at now is beautiful, but I know I'm just getting started. So
yeah, and the ranks are going to be earned in different ways. Some were granted from the onset, and people are rising through the ranks and moving up and down even through the ranks. So, it's becoming more clear, like, what it takes to earn each position. And it always looks, all our goals, they always look closer than they are. And so then there's the next level, which is it's lazy, is to sit back and wait for the goal, thinking, well, it's going to take longer anyway. And it's like, there's this urgency. So you don't want to lose the urgency. You think you can get it in a week or two, or a month or two, or whatever you're going for, and you have an urgency about it, but then you burn out. That's the problem, is you got to sustain the urgency for a long time, and through it, like swing the baseball bat through it. And really, it's going to be, you need an urgency throughout your whole life, but without stressing yourself out. That's so people don't know how to be urgent without being stressed. So it's a very interesting quality of energy, quality of character, quality of personality that, you know, is the urgent person that isn't stressing out and can sustain that level of effort, non-effort,
Right.
for, you know, forever. Really, it's a patience and intelligence.
Yeah.
And you know, you've been in Phoenix for how long in your life?
Man, damn near my whole life. 20 since I was 3, so I'm 29, 26 years.
So you moved around a lot with these guys, you know, as you were finding your base,
Yeah.
you know, the final lease on it, because everybody wanted to base up before the house was ready. So everybody moved there and you
Right.
based up. Did you get to know different places of Phoenix you were not familiar with?
Yeah, I did. I did. It was interesting. You know, there was I think about one particular. There was one base that was in this town called Gilbert, and I remember driving those streets, like going back into service, and I man, was having flashbacks. I was really, you know, tripping out because there was one street, there was one specific I don't know, it was elementary or junior high school or whatever, but it was, you know, it was just a school in particular that I remember seeing it. And I was like, man, it feels familiar. But it was one of the schools that I went to, you know, way back when, and so it was just it was really nostalgic in a way, but it was like, you know, inspiring because it's like, man, I do have a history established in different areas in this you know, this state, if you will. But there's so much that I still don't know, right? And you know, there was so much that I thought I knew about, you know, different areas and situations or cities and whatnot. But you know that, you know, I'm always open to learn more and so on and so forth. So yeah, there was a whole transition and understanding, like, okay, this is where this is at, and you know, it was like more of a map, you know, of, you know, the whole valley, if you will. You know, they call it a valley because we are, you know, kind of sitting down below the mountains that are around here. So yes, there was definitely an expansion of, you know, the territory, and you know, every single base. So like I said, I think it was yeah, it was 6 different bases that we were you know, established at, you know, or different places. And you know, each one had its own unique significance. You know, so it was I actually enjoyed it because, you know, I was able to you know, kind of introduce the brothers to different cities, and then, you know, I gave them like flavors of, you know, these cities. Like, this is what I understand about this city, and we had, you know, different problems in different cities. You know what I'm saying? But then there was also different ways to you know, kind of collaborate and move, you know, from place to place. So yeah, it was very interesting how things organically grew. But yes, there was definitely an expansion of, you know, the territory in my mind.
I was wondering if you gave all the guys there like a tour around Phoenix, like with your history, like there's my martial arts dojo, there's the school I went to, there's, you know, where, you know, some story. That's where I lost my virginity, was at that movie theater or whatever. I don't know whoever, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
did that happen? I imagine that's how it happened here, but I was moving here. So the guy that lives here, AZD, the founder, would definitely give me tours,
Yeah.
give out tours, and it just happened naturally.
Yeah, that's something that we actually still have yet to do. I mean, there's been, I know, yeah, not to that extent. There's been, you know,
Never too late.
pieces here and there, you know, but yeah, that's the next evolution for sure, because there is a lot, like I was saying, like just traveling around the city and whatnot. I've just seen you know, so many different pieces of the city that I was like aware of. Like, for example, I went to there's a school out here. It's a private Jesuit school. It's like, you know, one of the top schools, academic schools. It's called Brophy College Prep. So that's in Central Phoenix, and man, there's a whole world of stories that I can think about that, you know, surround that area and so on and so forth. So like, it, you know, comes up in conversations from time to time. But yeah, there's still a whole world to explore here. So I'm excited for that evolution. That's definitely, you know, more expansion for us. I mean, we've gone on you know, a few hikes here, you know, locally in the valley, and that's something that, you know, when other brothers start to come, you know, to base 5 or come into the valley to visit and see what we got going on here, that's one of the things that I want to, you know, start to embark on, is, you know, taking on, you know, these trips to these, you know, mountains, and you know, just, you know, different pieces of the valley that I know are really valuable for the evolution, you know, of character, if you will. So yeah, that's something that's coming soon, you know, all the way around.
For sure, man. Is you know, one of the guys that lives at base 5, you know, a few guys that live at base 5 that are on the stream right now. And he's saying that you're the only one doing the morning routine. Are you the only one doing the morning routine at base 5?
Nah, no way.
Sounds like he has a confession.
Who said that? No, that was that's Savior.
Oh man, dude, I'm tripping out. I swear, as I looked at it, I feel like I totally read the name wrong.
Yeah,
I know. I thought that was Josiah, but it's not. It's
no,
Saber. That's funny.
it's hilarious.
Talking shit.
No,
Talking
no,
shit. That's Saber's confessing. He's not doing a morning routine.
yeah, that part.
And that's me projecting on Josiah because he's always in deep shit with me, always on the staff meeting. I'm like, Josiah. No.
Funny.
Right on. Well, do you have any questions for? I know Saber is even looking to form a base in Miami, and you have some of your base 5 guys on. So yeah, if anybody's got anything, just to chime in with that. And I was even thinking, like, where you were saying about the hiking. I think they have something on like meetups and Airbnb. Like they give tours, like different people like how they post a property, they'll post like a tour. Like that'd be cool. If Base 5 like offered that. It doesn't. You don't need to market it as IMC Base 5 because people don't know what that is. It might turn them off or whatever. But you'd already have 4 guys going anyway, and whoever showed up probably have some dorks show up and some weirdos and whatever. But it's just more connections, and they're coming to you because you're the value, so you get used to that. And
yeah, that would be ideal. Just like you said. I mean, it's just a natural expansion because these are activities that we would already be in action of. So similar to. I mean, it's nothing compared to I'm sure or I've been there for several private moments, but similar. I was gonna say similar to private moments. We've had several of those here in not this specific base, but as we've been traveling and so on and so forth, and that's been an expansion. So that would be something else I think we could maybe IMC Nation, but I don't know if other people would find value in that just yet. Maybe they don't understand the value of it, but things like that, like just things that we are naturally already in, action of, activity of that, would naturally, warrant, exchange for other people. I definitely agree with that. That's man, it's a great idea. So yeah.
Anything?
today,
Tomorrow though.
tomorrow, yeah, there
What
is.
time? So they have to schedule that for
Uh,
us. 5 or 6 or 7?
tomorrow's Sunday.
Let's see if you can schedule tomorrow night. Is there anything tomorrow night?
No, Sunday nights are.
Nothing, right?
Yeah. What was I gonna say there? What's the social life like there at Base Phoenix? Like, where do you guys go? What do you frequent? Like, how do you get into things, or what does that look like? Like, if somebody came to Trey Milano came and visited Base Phoenix, like, what would he be in for on a Friday, Saturday, or whatever days you do, whatever? What's the social, even throughout the week? Like, what's that like for you guys?
So there's different areas of the valley. In particular, where we're at is actually a very nice area. It's Tempe, and so there's Tempe Town Lake that's available. And that's actually where when you first came out here, that's what we went running for.
Oh yeah, I like that place.
Yeah, it was very scenic. A lot of female interaction, a lot of interaction in general with the world.
Especially if you're beast and you're all fit, whatever, you can be doing calisthenics there and recording videos and.
Man, yeah, there's a lot of motion out there. We definitely we went out there the first time, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of motion out there. So that's a whole world of experience. And then down the street from there actually is a place called Tempe Marketplace. So there's it's like an outdoor mall. It's kind of it's not on the level of Santana Road, but it's similar to the experience of Santana Road, so where there's outdoor shops and a community that comes out there and so on and so forth. So there's a world of experience there, and then you travel from there about 15 minutes away from there to Scottsdale, right? And Scottsdale is a whole nother breed. That's like where all that I guess that does compare to Santana Row in particular, where that's like all the high level shit's happening. So you go out there and all the high level cars and so on and so forth, and the people, a lot of I was gonna call them snow bunnies, but yeah, there's a lot of snow bunnies out there, a lot of beautiful white folks out there. So but yeah.
Is that what y'all folks call us white folks? When we're good looking, you call us snow bunnies?
Well, I said snow
Girls
bunnies.
call
Yeah.
white females snow bunnies?
Yeah, you never heard that?
Nah, I'm not part of that culture. I never heard of a white. I'm gonna call my bitch a snow bunny. I'm gonna see.
Yeah, man, that's the culture for sure. So yeah, so lots of snow bunnies out there, a lot of snow raining down.
So what's a fine black woman then? Is she like a snow? No, she's not snow. What is she?
She would just be chocolate, like a chocolate dip. Chocolate
Chocolate. A chocolate
sundae.
bunny. She's a chocolate bunny.
Yeah, chocolate bunny. There you go.
Chocolate. What's a Mexican then? She's a spicy bunny.
Yeah, that's what's that spice called? Chamon or something like that. Whatever that is.
She's a Chipotle bunny. What's an Oriental woman? She's a slanty. What's an Indian? What's a pretty Indian woman?
Man, so that's a good one.
I don't even know.
I don't know, some pretty curry or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she's a vegetarian bunny.
Yeah.
Well, all bunnies are vegetarian. Damn it, I don't know.
But yeah,
right, that's enough of that. But we're going to be wrapping it up because I have the next thing. And so how I always recommend, this is how I do it, for my IMC TV shows is I just kind of write the description as we're going. So if you see me like go down, I'm typing something, I write the description as it happens. So when it's done, I just copy and paste the description over to the video. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Officer Jeremiah, shout out Officer Jeremiah, staff member. He grabs the audio recording, goes and copy pastes the description that I wrote up over to the podcast platform, put some links on it, but bada bing, bada boom, there it is. And it's out. So let's see. Do you have any questions for me? This is a one-way interview. I've been picking your brain. I think I'm
for man, go so many ways with it, but just for the all the way from it's probably a long answer, but from the people that are outside of IMC Nation to the current base residents, what is your recommendation for their ascension, in life in general, but then of course, pertaining to IMC Nation. I mean, yeah.
So you mean the guys that are the rank of plebe and the guys that are the rank of residents, but they're not a guardian yet?
Right.
Well, to be a guardian, you need to exemplify the process, and you got to come and stay residency so the AZD can give you the stamp of approval, seeing that you exemplify the process and that you have a level of accountability and communication skills to be able to live at base 1. Because the guardian training makes a man a very good base resident. And so when you're a good base resident, then people want to base up with you, and you have a high potential to form your own base and become a base leader, rank up. And I think that's, although it's may not be perfect yet, and I don't know if it'll ever be perfect, but it's an organic thing. The ranking system keeps changing, so there's no reason to think that it won't keep changing. Also, it's been changing. So just what it is right now is a very nice ladder. It's an organized ladder for people to see like where they're at on this path. So seeing yourself at the top, all the way to captain, and what would your role be as a captain, and how would you be in business here, and how would you be making your money, and what value are you offering, and what do you want your lifestyle to look like, be like, feel like, and what are the principles you live your life by? How are you known in your community? How are you known to your base residents? How are you regarded? And seeing that, and then you just kind of orient yourself now to that. And so it takes money to become a guardian, because you gotta, there have been people that have not done guardian training that were given a rank of lieutenant here and there, or a captain was granted as a rank, Kusei was granted as a rank without residency. But those guys have also put in a lot of money on other things to gain the skills, because the game is sold, it's not told. We're not in such short supply of brothers that we just, hand it out for freely to everybody. We've done that. We've done it a lot. And AZD's done it even way, way more than me. But just this podcast, for example, and how many episodes and so much put out for free. I pay to post the podcast. So, the advantages that we have and that AZD has in communication skills and awareness, game skills and awareness, understanding society, culture, the females, just so much of that sales and influence, and integrity. I mean, it's another level. We're on the same planet as everybody, but we're not in the same matrix as everybody. They're in a different matrix of words and ideas and beliefs that inhibit their movement, because what stops the man from punching the other guy versus the man that doesn't is his beliefs. His physical movement was different because of his beliefs. What stops the man from donating charity or giving to the homeless man versus the guy that just walks by? His beliefs. The physical actions were different because of the invisible mindset that manifested his actions. So we're living in the same world as everybody, but we have different beliefs and we make different moves and different actions and we live a different life for it. So how you come to understand these beliefs and ideas is the trainings, because it takes a classroom context where you sit down and pay attention for a while and get dialogued with and answer the difficult questions and, do the process day in and day out and stay on this evolution that you catch the vibe of what we're doing and you pull and tug your mindset over to this matrix. And so the game is sold, not told. I mean, that's how we make our living. That's what we do. Cutting edge philosophy and lifestyle. So that's what we have to offer. It's valuable and people get it. So that's ranking up to a guardian. And so you either get someone like a Kusei to invest in you because you're so about your shit that you can easily, when you're so about your shit, it's not that difficult to convince someone else to loan you money. It's just how about your shit are you? Are you demonstrating it? Are you, when you have so much vindication and conviction and even it's a sort of confidence. You might be timid, you might not be good at communicating, but there's an enthusiasm and an urgency, and then there'll be other elements. Maybe you're needy, maybe you're complaining in some way. There's, like I said, you might not be a great communicator, but I have the mindset because I have the experience that when you want something bad enough, you can get it. I mean, you're not so disadvantaged that you can't get it. Nobody on the stream and probably nobody listening to the recording. And so how do you become a resident if you're not even yet a resident? I mean, I don't get these guys. Some of these guys, some of the guys, I mean, there's one guy on the stream right now that's not on a base, a bunch of guys that are on a base. And, there was another guy I was speaking to the other day. He lives in Ohio. He's part of IMC. He's been on all the camps. High level guy, does a lot of fitness, really in shape, business minded, this and that. And, the way for him would be, well, I don't know if the way, but what I suggested to him, which he still hasn't done. And that's, I don't know what, like I said, it's beliefs that hold us back or that let us move forward. So it's amazing. And women are complete morons at this, is they'll look at a man and see his physique and think that that's value. There is value there. There is beliefs of the man that gets to the gym and eats right and is cut up. By the way, 8.5% body fat right now. I just went and got measured. It's pretty good. I was pretty proud of myself. Dedication. And I'm not even trying that hard. And though I am working out a lot because that's just how my lifestyle has become. What was I saying? Oh, she'll look at the man and not realize that he's weak or he's weak-minded. Not at the onset. I mean, we all do. The guys, you'll see a muscular guy and he's fit and he's cut. I mean, this guy that I'm talking about is way more cut than me. And he's bulky, like in a muscular, he's very muscular, but man, what inhibits a man from just making a simple movement like posting a video that, hey, everybody in IMC, I'm ready to base up. My name is so-and-so, and I have these skills, and I'm on my disciplines. I never miss my wake up. I work out every day. I've been around IMC for this long. I've done this many camps. I'm ready to base up, That's not even committing to anything. That's just posting a video.
Yeah.
The thing I know, and you now know how difficult it is to start the base. So just because you put that video out, some people I think would panic and be like, I got to be ready tomorrow to move. It's like, you're probably going to be waiting 8 months before enough guys even get together to do it. Then you're going to, it's not going to happen tomorrow. Probably. I mean, honestly, if somebody wanted it to, it would. How difficult it is to just call in to work and, just out of integrity and just be like, I'm done. Tell your roommates I'm out. Pack up your stuff and get out. And how much do you really have to have saved to sleep out of a car and eat food and wash at the fitness center? If there's other IMC guys there, like they're not going to let you hang, and like you might be inconveniencing people, but that's possible. You could do that. And, but to take no actions, I don't get that. So, but that's what it takes. It takes actions. I don't care if you're in Jamaica or if you're in Africa or if you're in Australia. I don't get these guys. I don't get the guys that pay thousands of dollars to do camps, but they're not willing to move across their country to base up with someone else. I just don't get it. I get that there's difficulties that I don't even know. I know a lot of them are going to be, your parents going to resist it, your friends, your girl, whatever that is to you. You probably barely even have a girl. And, you know, the hardest part about it is the job. And that part I understand somewhat. Like, okay, get a job for yourself where you go. But what are you willing to do? Like, how much free time are you needing for yourself so that you can lay around on the couch and chill and not live a hard life, because life is too short to live hard. Like that part I don't get. That's just like so I mean, those are the steps to take. And, you know, obviously it takes money to move around and to sign a lease and all of that stuff. So I wonder what people are doing with all their time. And, you know, it's not entirely useful to say to yourself that, like, I've made a lot of bad decisions up until now. They don't even have to be like terrible. Like, I used to do drugs and sell drugs. Like, they don't have to be terrible decisions. But I've made a lot of weak decisions that settled for less, or I didn't push harder to have the skills that if I had started sooner, I could have the skills now to get the job or whatever. And it's like, I mean, that's worth acknowledging for about half a second. And then now what are you going to do? Because are you going to be in a year from now saying that same thing? Yeah, I didn't do what I needed to for the last year. Like 10 years from now, where are you going to be?
Yeah.
Like, so you just start now and you got to make those decisions. And it's not a sacrifice if you get something better for it. It might be a delayed gratification. And I think that's probably what people need to do it.
Nice.
So with that, I need to wrap it up because we have our messengers meeting at 5. Thanks everybody for showing up. Thank you, MasterMyCellf, for the great question and all of your answers. And I think it'll be helpful for anybody who watches this recording that's in IMC and outside of IMC. I don't know, but you know, our last episode that we did was something about the schedule, a winning schedule, and it's one of the most viewed videos of all time. It's like a top 10 episode on the podcast. So, you know, I didn't know it was going to be like that. And you just never know with these things. So you just show up, you deliver, and you show up your energy and you make it happen and you just keep at it. So
Trust the process, you know. Yeah, thank you for again, brother, for having me on. You know, it's always an honor to show up and, you know, hold court with, you know, the IMC Nation captain, right? So salute to you and of course all the brothers that are on. You know, if I had anything last to say, I would just say, you know, just go all in, you know, towards your dreams, your goals, and your desires. You know, there's no other time like now. And you know, like I can say, you know, like you were just saying, I could say so much and say that, you know, I wish I was doing this and doing that, but you know, there's no greater time than now to just take action now and you know, never look back, you know, and not in regret, but look back with appreciation, knowing that you took action now to you know, accomplish what you want to accomplish. So yeah.
hell yeah, that's great. Os.